Hello there. If you're trying to find a purpose, but you feel you're trapped in some sort of a strange bubble where everything seems dull, grey and pointless, and you feel you're meant for more, you feel you could do more, you just can't see how to do it, where to start, then this video is for you. Hello there, I'm GH Stapley from the New Era Superhero. And in today's video, I'm going to share with you a step-by-step purpose blueprint that will allow you to get unstuck and start moving towards your purpose today. So here is something most people don't realize. Your purpose is not what you do. It's not the career you chose. It's who you are. And then how you express that comes second, not first. So if someone is trying to sell you a purpose course saying, oh, we're going to balance all those areas of your life and find you a new job opportunity, it may be something that entertains you for a while, but really is going to run out. This is why many people say, oh yeah, I tried many purposes and they just burn out after a while. This is because they're trying to approach it from the wrong angle. So the actual purpose algorithm consists of 7 steps, and they're super easy to remember because they are like levels of a computer game. And the secret is that you have to follow them step by step. So you have to unlock them in a certain order to make it work. So as you can see, there are 7 steps here. So you begin at step number 1. And this is where most people stall. So step number 1, and your purpose is here, by the way, that's your purpose. So your step number 1 in this pyramid, in this blueprint, is to find out who you are as a person and what you stand for. And quite often when I ask my students, who are you? They give me just their mundane labels and they say, okay, I'm a man, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a son, obviously, I'm an investor, I'm a coach, I'm a consultant. But when I ask, okay, so imagine that all those labels are stripped off. Who are you really underneath that all? And quite often they just fall silent because very few people know who they actually are and what they stand for. So what they stand for is step number 1. This comes from your values, your priorities, and not just your ego values and priorities, because someone can say, oh, my priority is to make a lot of money, which is fair enough, but it's not linked to your soul purpose. It's not what you stand for as a person, because we are a lot bigger and larger and more magnificent than our physical bodies. So the physical reality is here to sustain us, but we can't get obsessed with it to the detriment of everything else. So many people make this mistake. So what do you stand for? And this is the first step. Now, the reason why most people can't get here on their own and why they struggle is because that step number 7 blocks them. And the step number 7 is your greatest fear. Now, this fear is really sneaky. So it's not something that you are consciously afraid of, say, public speaking or a fear of spiders. It's a fear that is buried deeply in your subconscious mind. And it's so deep and so powerful that it literally paralyzes you as soon as you start trying to move to this. Let me see if you can see this well. I think this is better now. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Now it's a little better. So this great fear is so big, so paralyzing, that in some cases it can actually stop you even from thinking about this, even from moving in this direction. And the sign that you have not unlocked your step number 1 is feeling that the life is meaningless. It's kind of colorless, it's dull, it's gray, nothing really excites you. You don't feel fully alive. And that is a giveaway that this level has not been unlocked. And what many people make, the mistake that many people make is that they try to shoot straight here and they don't unlock them in sequence. And because of that, they can't get here, because to live your purpose, to become the master of your reality, you first have to know who you are as a person. And the reason why this is the first level, because everything else comes from here. And so the step number 2 is your sustenance. In other words, how do you create the material resources to serve the world and support yourself? So, for example, using a mundane example, let's say there is a difference how you create sustenance if you're a coach, or if you're a construction builder, if you're a teacher or a gardener. The sustenance level will logically come from this. So once you know what you stand for as a soul, not just on the mundane level, but deeper, then you create a great business and a great legacy that sustains you and makes an impact in the world. All right, and the step number 6, these actually balance each other. So the step number 6 is what you give. So this is a karmic law of balance. So here is what you receive from the world and how you receive it. And here is what you give to the world and how you give it. And ideally, you want to design it consciously. You want to plan moving forward what your contribution is going to be. Because according to the cosmic laws, if you just take, the universe will find a way to actually take back. And then you may not enjoy it. So a smart move is, while creating your sustenance, while creating your business, already plan and factor in your contribution so that you have this perfect balance, perfect flow. So step number 3 is about your teachers. Okay, learning. And this learning can be from a person, an institution, or it can be lessons that you receive from life directly. And what's interesting about this is that if you get this right, then you will be always guided and protected on your positive purpose, on creating your greatest business, on living your best life. Because this step has an interesting quirk to it. So depending on whether you choose right or wrong, it will keep bringing you the same lessons. And so if you get it right, if you find the right teacher the first time around, then your next experiences both with teachers and learning through life are going to be a lot smoother, a lot more harmonious, and a lot more enjoyable and powerful. And if you get it wrong, the life will keep bringing you painful lessons over and over and over, and you can tell you haven't unlocked this step or you haven't chosen the right thing if you keep getting painful lessons, repetitive painful lessons from life. So the way you learn and what you learn is directly related to who you are as a person and what you stand for. Okay, I hope this makes sense. Say yes in the comments if you're following me so far. So guess what this may be? So if step number 3 is about you learning, then step number 5 is about you teaching. And of course, many of you watching this will be coaches and consultants and marketers. So this would resonate saying, oh yeah, I am teaching people. I am sharing my knowledge and my expertise with them. But this really goes a lot deeper, because this teaching happens on the subconscious level. This is where you become a true leader without realizing it. So leadership. And this kind of a leadership is a spiritual leadership. So people start to follow you on this level. The way you manifest yourself on this level gives other people subconscious inspiration to go up or down on their evolutional path, because your energy is going to teach them even more than your words would. So you becoming the greatest version of yourself will then create this energy field around you that will inspire others and create space for them to grow as well. And sometimes, if you haven't unlocked yourself, if you haven't worked on your development enough, the vibe that you send off may drag other people down. And perhaps you can think of some people you know who actually act that way subconsciously. So these are usually not realized steps. And as you probably know, everything that you do subconsciously or unconsciously is not really powerful enough because you can't control it. So real control comes from awareness. And this is where real empowerment lies, because once you consciously start following this blueprint and consciously understand what do you need to do and in what order, then that step-by-step ladder just unfolds in front of you. And it's a lot easier to follow a ready blueprint than trying to find something in the dark. Now, the level number 4 is the most fascinating level. And for a time, I was actually hesitant to talk about it because it sounds completely out there for some people. So, as you probably know, we are not just physical beings, not just the body having this physical, mundane experience, but we are a mix of the divine, the spiritual, and the physical as one being. We are a unit that is comprised of these two parts, and they're both equally important. And I would say the spiritual part is even more important in some cases because it navigates, it leads the physical part. So it goes first and the physical part follows. So the level number 4 is a level where you get to tap into your true divine potential as a human being, is where you become this real life superhero. You unlock your abilities that some people refer to as paranormal. You start bending reality, sensing other people's thoughts, influencing other people's emotions and decisions, for the good, of course, and being a very evolved being compared to who you were when you started. So this purpose, this level is the level of reality benders, of powerful manifestors, of people who can heal with their hands, influence the weather, read other people's thoughts, and do things like that. And they may sound like something from an X-Men, but this is our true divine heritage. This is something that we should claim. And if we don't, we always feel like something is missing. We always feel like we're suffocating in this reality, because we were meant to function on both the physical and the spiritual realm. Like we have both hands, both legs. And so these two realms are supposed to exist in us and be used by us simultaneously. So I hope this makes sense, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I always check the comments and reply personally. And if you found this video valuable, feel free to share it with other people, with friends who may appreciate it. Check out my other videos and subscribe for more. This was Jay from the New Era Superhero. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.